On a July day in 1701, Antoine Delamoth Cadillac and a band of French soldiers and voyageurs rode up this beautiful river, landed on the north shore, and founded a settlement that is known today as Detroit. 2 days later, July 26th, the Feast of St. Anne, the party's Franciscan missionary offered Mass in a newly constructed log church and began the history of St. Anne de Detroit. Today, St. Anne's stands as a symbol of security and a beacon of hope in southwest Detroit.
To passers-by, it is a monument of strength and grace.
From the site of that first Mass, the church has evolved over nearly 3 centuries into a parish complex of 6 buildings distinguished by the twin spires of the church that graces the Detroit skyline.
To preservationists, it is a prized example of neo-Gothic architecture, and to those who enter it, it is a place of reverential beauty.
The present church, built in 1886, is Gothic in style with an 85-foot vaulted ceiling and a 125-foot long aisle. There are 7 kinds of stained glass in the building, including the oldest windows in Detroit. The chapel contains the altar from the 1818 church and the tomb of Father Gabriel Richard, St. Anne's pastor in the early 19th century, from 1802 until 1832, and a towering figure in Michigan's history.
To residents of Detroit, it is a symbol of the city's endurance and spirit.
The church and the parish, like the city itself, is renewing itself. Today, the people of St. Anne's are involved in the rebuilding of their neighborhood. The Bagley Housing Association's Homes of St. Anne's is a neighborhood revitalization effort that has begun the construction of 225 units of new housing and the rebuilding of 50 homes. The project will include 65 units of low-income housing for the elderly.
To city leaders, it is a community resource and a catalyst for change.
St. Anne's School building was closed as a school in the 1960s and is now being restored through grants from an Empowerment Zone partnership among the City of Detroit, General Motors, St. Anne's Parish, and the Circassa Academy. It will become the site of the Circassa Charter School. The building is to be restored to preserve its historic designation and renovated to become a modern school facility. This charter school educates at-risk students. The curriculum will groom the students, grades 7 through 12, for the pursuit of higher education and/or careers as productive citizens.
To the business community, it is a stabilizing influence and power for good.
St. Anne's is working with other groups and local government to provide community rejuvenation. It is working to educate the youth, to get them out of gangs, and to find them jobs. The Community Resource Building is used for adult education classes and as a multicultural, multimedia tutorial learning center. The Parish Hall is a place for public forums, a performance area for local groups.
To those in need, it is food, shelter, and a helping hand.
St. Anne's is there for the poor and the homeless. Its programs include emergency food pantry and emergency housing. A refugee coalition exists in Freedom House, the former convent, where refugees from all over the world come hoping to gain entry into Canada or to establish residence in the United States.
To parishioners, it is a spiritual home.
The church, so important to Detroit's Latino community, is first of all a spiritual place of worship and comfort. Among the many religious events reflective of that community are the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe and the Feast of Our Lady of Charity, attended by hundreds from the entire metropolitan area. Each year, the Shrine of St. Anne has attracted thousands of visitors. St. Anne's Society, with membership throughout the United States and Canada, serves in many ways, most notably with a novena in honor of St. Anne each July.
To all who care about the quality of life in Detroit, it is a treasure to be preserved.
St. Anne is one of Detroit's treasures. Like the city itself, it has fulfilled Gabriel Richard's prophecy and is rising from the ashes. Its location is strategic. Its mission is vital. Its restoration is essential. St. Anne de Detroit, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, leading and serving the city and its people. It will be as important to Detroit in the next century as it has been during the past 300 years.